Guys, would you like to get over 14 million subscribers on YouTube, over 1 million followers on Instagram, and over 2 million followers on TikTok? If so, you're going to love today's guest. I've got Jordi Kwebbelkop. He's got literally over 18 million followers at least across all his social media platforms. He's done it all by himself from a standing start, and he's here today as a guest on the Haycox show to tell us how to do it. Tell us how you started. Sure. Tell us how you got into YouTube, and tell us how you became the big name you are.
Yeah, so about almost 10 years ago now, I was playing video games, like a lot of video games. And I was living in my mom's place, still going to high school. And I realized I was pretty good at playing video games, and I really wanted to make it my living. Just playing video games for the rest of my life, to me, sounded like my dream job. And that's when I realized that's really hard. At the time, there was no play to earn. There was no competitive esports. The only way to do it was to become a YouTuber. And I also had a massive passion for entertainment. So I made a few videos and no one watched them. And I realized, hey, if I get really good at this, I could play video games for the rest of my life and just have a blast. And that's when I started. At 2012, I started making daily videos. And since then, I've never missed a day. Every single day, I'm posting a video, and mainly about video games. 15 million subscribers now. Like I said, almost 10 years of daily content, and I'm still going strong. The views, they go up and down, and that's kind of the challenge, to be able to, you know, mix up the grind with the with your real life and the things that happen in real life. I would call myself a YouTube expert for sure. I've coached a bunch of really big names, and I've worked together with a bunch of really big names. The biggest one, Mr. Beast, I've worked with. PewDiePie, I've worked with too. And I would say too many people with too many subscribers to name. But those are a few of the very notable ones that I call my inspiration source too.
You know, just in what you just said, then when I do these podcasts and these conversations, you might see me scribbling notes, and I've literally made about 7 different questions just from what you were saying then. Because
let's get it.
I mean, there's some really interesting points for me. I mean, first of all, you said that you know, you've always been an entertainer, and that you know, you'd like, you know, you kind of wanted to do YouTube. I think one of the biggest stumbling blocks, you know, obviously for anyone starting in YouTube or in making any kind of content, is that fear factor. Because I guess, you know, like naturally people aren't entertainers. And it's funny because, you know, I mean, I would consider myself, you know, an outgoing and confident person in real life. But I mean, I probably delayed my entry into Instagram, into YouTube, into making videos for probably 2 years. I mean, literally 2 years. You know, my advisors and my PR guys, they were pushing me, saying, "You've got to make content. You've got to make content." And I always found, you know, an excuse not to do it. And you know, I think we may have been talking about this the other night. And you know, ultimately, I had to make my first video because I ran out of excuses to stop making them. And I make the first video, and you know, I upload it, and I'm obviously expecting hundreds of hate comments.
Okay,
which is, you know,
let me tell you the thing here, right? So I know exactly what you're going through, and I've gone through it too. But here's the thing: how do you expect to gain muscle when going to the gym if you do not go to the gym, right? How do you expect to become a successful content creator if you're not making content? So if you really want to do it, you got to get out of that comfort zone, and you just got to push through. A fun example of what I did was I had this fear of, I make these videos and the people I know in real life are going to see it, right? You know, distributing to the internet, I don't care, man. I don't care if Joe types this message and it's a hate message. But if my crush at high school sees it, right, at the time, I would have shit my pants, right? So here's what I did. I said, okay, let's fully confront this fear. And I recorded a video of me dancing, the most embarrassing thing ever. I just posted it on my Facebook, just to really confront my biggest fear. And that's when you realize no one really cares. No one cares. It's your insecurity. And the moment you realize that, you know, you being insecure is what results you in is what's holding you back in your content. It's you know, a good one we do at the office right now is we do improv exercises, and it's the most stupid, embarrassing thing ever. But you're just like, you know, screw this, you know, you're yelling and things like that. Get the when you feel uncomfortable, go there, because that means you're doing the right thing.
That's a little tip I've had for people as well lately, and you know, I'm kind of going to be embarrassed telling you my tips, seeing as I'm 0.001% along the scale. But so a piece of advice I've always got for people is, if you're struggling to record a video, just go live. Mm-hmm. And use the live video, because when you're recording, you know, when you're trying to record a video, you find every excuse to, oh no, take 2, no, take 3, take 7. You know, if you do it live, it's live, and you know, and if you fuck it up, you fuck it up, but you're kind of already in there. And the reality is, you know, like you say, nobody cares. Nobody really does think you fucked it up, apart from you. And I think also as well, like you say about building muscle in the gym. All I can say to people is, you know, your first video probably is going to be terrible, and your 100th video is going to be better than your 50th video, and your 50th video is going to be better than your 20th video. But unless you actually start making that first, you don't get to the 20th, you don't get to the 50th, and then you don't become, you know, you don't get your millions of subscribers. So like you say, you're not going to get muscle without going to the gym, and you're not going to build great content without actually starting to make some content.
Exactly. Yeah. Practice. I preach it.
Tell me, I mean, you said that you wanted to make video games, so you wanted to play video games and get paid, get paid for it, and you know, and that was your passion. I mean, how important do you think passion is? You know, I guess A, for YouTube success, and B, for people's career in general.
Yeah, crucial, because if you put 2 people up against each other, and one's just doing it for the money, and the other one does it because they love it. The one who loves it is going to keep going and going and going, right? I love this. I think about this 24/7. When I'm in bed, I'm thinking about this. When I'm talking to you, I'm thinking about this. The moment I wake up with thoughts about YouTube. All my good friends are YouTubers that I can talk to. I have daily calls with people. I have weekly calls. I have monthly calls with other people, right? I'm an expert. I try to figure things out. I never say that I know everything. Good luck trying to compete with me when you want to just do it for the money. Like, you're not going to survive. The things that I've had to go through in my career to be able to, just because I love it, you know, others would say I would have already quit. The amount of times that quitting has gone through my mind, and the only reason I pushed through was because I said to myself, Jordi, but you really love this. And you know, that's the only reason I kept going. And I would say every 6 months to a year, it crosses my mind, Jordi, maybe you should quit. And then I go, but I love doing this. Why would I quit? I don't need the money. I just do it for the fun. So yes, I think it's super important.
And obviously, we talk about YouTube here. I mean, do you distribute long form content on any other platforms? I mean, are there any, you know, kind of comparable things to YouTube that people should be considering nowadays?
There's plenty of platforms, right? So I started off as a YouTuber, and now it's more of an influencer. You can do TikToks, which is short form content, right? You can do Instagram short form content. You can do Instagram long form content. And there's so many different places you can go to right now if you want to make content. The easiest one, in my opinion, is becoming a famous TikTok star. In all honesty, I think it's so easy. I did it as a little hobby project in my spare time. I thought, okay, could I crack the TikTok algorithm and come up with a good formula there? And I did. I gained a few million followers, and I was like, to be honest, really waste of my time. Yeah, it's
why do you think
it's
Why do you think it's a waste of your time? I mean, can you not take? Do you not now want to take those followers you've gained on TikTok and use those to push them onto some of your other platforms?
Yeah, so that is pretty much the only thing TikTok really can do. But for me, the amount of time I lose on making TikToks, I'd much rather spend on making YouTube videos, which is a massive, gigantic platform. I've gained 50 million subscribers on, which are much more valuable than TikTok followers, right? And it's where my roots are at. So to me, I've overcommitted to one of the platforms, and it only makes sense for me to invest all my time and resources into that. And then a second thing is, I've been doing this for 10 years, Matt. After 10 years, there is a point in time where you realize that you don't want to do it for another 10 years. Where my passion lies more is in the teaching, is in the training, and really creating this incubator for influencers. So if I go and commit to another platform and I start grinding there again, I know it's a never-ending story, because the platform, aka my channels, they rely solely on me grinding. The moment I stop, that platform stops, right? So for me to be able to push through is for me to be able to create something that can run without me having to be the center of attention. And to me, that is a much more fun and complicated challenge that even challenges me after doing this for 10 years. That's what I'm working on nowadays.
Well, look, let's get on to it with the I guess with the top tips you've got for for making content that people want to see, and more
I can tell you
for,
right here,
for getting that seen. Go.
Yes. All right. So the real question you're asking is, how do you grow? And it's simple. To grow, you need to get viral videos. Why viral videos? Because a viral video reaches outside of the normal people you usually read. Yeah, you better take notes, Matt. It reaches outside of the scope of people that you usually reach. If you just make videos for your fans, you're just pleasing those fans. And that's good. You want to please those fans while reaching others. This translates into a viral video, aka if you usually get 10,000 views per video, now a viral video would be 100,000 or 1,000,000 views, right? Everyone has its own benchmark. So if I reach 10 million views, that's great. If Mr. Beast reaches 10 million views, that's terrible, right? So compared to yourself, don't compare yourself to others. That's an important one too, because the data will be inaccurate. So aim for viral videos. Now the question is, how do you create viral videos? And the answer is pretty simple. The execution is pretty complicated. To create viral videos, you first want to make videos that people click on. So do everything in your power to influence every aspect of the clicking process and optimize it. And this starts off with an idea. And the idea is just something that floats around. That is the seed of your creativity, right? So you plant this seed, and the idea could be as follows. The idea could be, I'm going to go and talk to Kwebbelkop about YouTube tips and his secrets to success. All right, that's a great idea. And the question to you would be, is my audience interested in this? If you say yes, then that's a good one. And then ask yourself, are other new people interested in this too? And then honestly, I think a lot of people are interested in getting YouTube tips from me. I know this from experience, from data. So it's a combination of switching between science and creativity, because you come up with cool ideas and then you filter those good ideas with science. So we have a video idea. Next up, you want to optimize the title and the thumbnail. So a clickbait title, clickbait people associate with bad things, but it's actually positive clickbait is what I like to call it. You want to convince people to click and that this is the video to click on. For example, the title could be Kwebbelkop reveals his secret to gaining 50 million subscribers. And then the thumbnail is me just going like, I'm explaining. And then it says something like, do this one little thing and you'll grow 200 times faster, right? So So there's all these different variables that you can tweak, and I'm already, as a creator, I'm already designing this in my head, and I'm forming a great image. And then, you know, things like having bright colors in the thumbnail. There's subtle tricks to it. Using rule of thirds. Google it if you don't know what it means. It is the way that humans look at images. Faces in the thumbnail are great too, but not too many. Have one face or two faces max, because they really stand out, and people look at faces. People look at the horizon. This is something, you know, our primal brain instinct has built in. And there's all these tricks that you don't realize all the top content creators are applying. And you can go to a Mr. Beast thumbnail right now, grab his gaming channel. You line up the rule of thirds and it matches perfectly. You see that there's a horizon there. You see that he uses a massive facial expression. You can see he uses bright colors, blue sky, green grass. And then you can also see he uses one main subject that tells this story. And this is, I'm going very advanced right now, as you can tell. But all these things together will intrigue the person you're trying to intrigue. Everyone has different perspectives on this situation, but it'll intrigue. And the more you intrigue, the questions that pop up into their heads, the stronger those questions, the more they will feel forced to click. You're competing with me there. So while you're doing that, I'm doing that too. I'm competing with clicks for you. And to me, just this game alone, this is just getting the click, is what I obsess over every day. And I love it. And I'm really good at it. But my challenge is teaching others this, right? That's what I'm focused on. That's just one part, but also one of the most important ones. Then once you convince someone to click, you need to, they give control to you. They say, all right, entertain me. Good luck, Matt. Now you want to be able to hold them for as long as possible, and you want to satisfy them. So it's not a matter of, hey, I'm about to give you what you came for. Hey, wait. That's not going to satisfy them. You want to understand what they came for. You want to hook them, and then you want to keep them watching and satisfy them. That's the most simplistic way of me explaining to you how to be a very good YouTuber. Now, there's one more thing I forgot. Consistency. So when you go and do this, do it consistently and improve and improve and improve and improve. Add your own flair of creativity there, add some spice, and grind away, because you're not going to blow up overnight. You're not going to blow up with your first video. Even I can't do that. It takes like 6 months of consistent grinding with quality content for your channel to just all of a sudden blow up.
Right, I've got some specific questions from these, and I've been scribbling around. So there's a couple of these things which I think might be relevant to other people as well. So when we talk about the thumbnail, we talk about bright colours. I mean, yes. Do you think it matters which bright colours? I mean, I know you guys, particularly in the gaming world, are big in green. I mean, is that big? But do you think there becomes a point where too many people are doing green? As in, you know, would I be okay with pink, or is green the colour for a reason?
So the color green with blue, that's the specific combination, or just green. They're very natural colors, so you can integrate them into a thumbnail very well without the thumbnail looking fake. So that's another optimization strategy, where you optimize for the thumbnail to not look as if it's a Photoshop thumbnail, but you make it seem like it's actually something that happens in the video. So if I have a green background, it can look as if I took an image, me laying on the floor on the grass, click, right? If I have a pink one, this becomes very complicated. There's only a handful of things in this world that are bright pink and bright behind me. So I'd have to be in an arcade. So if I do an arcade video, it makes total sense. If you're doing like a business video, to have a pink background doesn't really make that much sense unless your audience knows that you always have a pink background in the filming of your videos. But even then, the new people's get into your channel have no idea that you usually have that pink background. So it becomes a more complicated sell. So just to give you the answer here, what I always say is there's no right answer. There's just tons of different perspectives. So you ask me this one question, and if you're a good content creator, you optimize for the masses. So you try to encapsulate like embody like all these different perspectives and ask yourself, what does someone think when it's a first time seeing me? Okay, this is what they'll think. What does someone think when they know who I am? Oh, this is what they'll think. What does someone think when they're just here for my guest? Oh, this is what they'll think. And if you just come up with an idea like a thumbnail, a pink background, and your face in the middle and my face there, you can ask yourself, what do Kwebbelkop fans think? What do my fans think? What do people think who are having a bad day? Etc., etc., etc. What do people think who only click on videos if they don't have a thumbnail, right? And you can get all the answers out of that, and training that sort of muscle is what will lead you to become a great content creator.
So, when you talk about having the face on there, I mean, we've all seen it, the big face with the expression or whatever it may be. Using me as a specific example here, take this interview. Obviously, we need to, we want to have a big face of you, and and it's going to be your tips, because you're the one that's going to sell this more than I'm going to sell it. But would you recommend me still having my face on there anyway? Because I always think, well, I need people to start to see me to learn who I am. Or do you think am I just taking up valuable space that would be better used just with you?
Great question. And once again, the skill here is in you being able to learn to understand how I'm answering this. So I approach it from all these different perspectives. But there's no right or wrong answer. If you want to build out your brand a little bit faster, you can start showing yourself in all the thumbnails. But then again, someone who doesn't know who you are is going to be like, who's that guy? Who's that dude next to Jordi, right? So for you, it's a little weighing game, like a balancing act. Do you want to push for your brand, or do you want to push for optimization for the masses? And in all honesty, I don't think you have a big enough audience to say that, hey, I'm going to show my face because I get millions of clicks because I show my face. Sure. So that's just a creative direction you can go into. But I mean, it's, in all honesty, it's also something you shouldn't worry about too much. I would say just test it out, experiment, figure it out, look at the data. Predicting is complicated, but you can do calculated prediction, try it out, check out the data, study the data, and then make your next decision based on that. If you leave yourself out and you put a pink background behind my face, and they say something like, this is how you gain 15 million subscribers in a day, or 1 million subscribers in a day, in the thumbnail, and then the title is The Secret to Kwebbelkop Success, and it does fantastic, it gets 100,000 views, what do you think?
Well, then the answer is to keep me out, and that's what we should have done.
Exactly. So it's very much about take the risks when you're able to take the risks, and be resilient and adjust quick. So if you do it and it flops, you can still change the title and the thumbnail afterwards.
I was going to ask you that, so because you can always change thumbnails anytime, can't you? Yep. But you can't make any changes to the underlying video, can you?
Yeah, correct.
You can't.
Well, it's very complicated, but yes, you can't.
So when we talk about like hold and satisfy people, so let's use this particular interview as the example. Yeah. So we've got a very clickable thumbnail, we've got a very clickable title. should we just go straight into, where I was, hey, it's Matt Haycox here, or, should I maybe record a little private thing, 30 seconds or whatever, to put in before that and saying, listen, guys, by the time you get to the end of this video, you're going to have learned these 4 or 5 different amazing things.
I'm good, thank you. Sorry, my assistant just came over. AKA my girlfriend. I'm joking. So the answer there is simple.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Siri just kicked in, and I don't know what the fuck.
Well, definitely cut this out. All right. Yes.
Right. Yeah. We're back. Okay. We're back. Yes. Siri just kicked in for some reason.
Yeah, I'll explain to you what's going through people's minds. The majority of the people. When they click on a video, do they want to see an explanation of what they're going to be seeing for a minute? Or would they rather see it very short and quick and then get right into the video?
Short and quick and then get into the video.
There you go. There's your answer. Right? So the attention span of people nowadays is stupidly low. Doesn't even exist anymore, the attention span. So if someone clicks on a video, keep your intro as short as possible. This is Kwebbelkop. He has 15 million subscribers, and he's going to tell me how I'm going to grow my YouTube channel. Jordi, nice to see you. Hi. Yeah, Matt. Yeah, great. You go, all right, first question. Give us your story.
So my introduction was too long.
Way too long. Yes. But then again, this is a podcast too, right? In a way.
Yeah.
So if this was a 10-minute long video, ask yourself, how big of the percentage is this, right? You can go into your YouTube analytics and you can see people leaving up until the point where you let me talk. I can guarantee you that, right? So in the audience retention graph, go there, go optimize it, and you'll see, oh, okay, if I just make this intro 10 seconds, so many less people start or leave, I mean.
So I guess maybe the answer then is I need different variations, because if I'm doing like a long form podcast, then the introduction is probably more important for the chit chat and the set the scene, or then maybe that's version 1 for Spotify, and then maybe version 2 for YouTube is where we cut the best bits out of this to make it as short as possible. And then I almost just do a quick 10-second voiceover. I'm here with Jordi. 10 top 10, boom.
Well, so there's different optimization tactics for different content, right? So when I'm checking out a podcast, I don't mind a long introduction, and not at all, because I know I'm committing an hour to 2 hours anyways. But if I'm watching a video, a short video that's 10 minutes, I don't want to have a 1-minute introduction. I'll skip through it. So for the podcast, I think you're fine. But if you say we're going to slice this up into short videos, you're definitely not good. It needs to be right into it. Just boom, 5 seconds, hook. All right, let's go.
Okay. And I mean, what is the optimum length for a video, or is there no right answer for that? It depends on what the actual content is.
Yes, there's no right answer for that at all. With video lengths, you always compete with other people of that video length. So how YouTube works is often when you start off your day, YouTube will show you quick, easily, and digestible videos at the start. These are like 30-second videos. These are like 1-minute long videos to get you into watching YouTube. If you're in bed at 3 a.m., check, because YouTube's going to start showing you 20-minute long videos, right? And the beauty there is YouTube knows at night you're much more of like mindlessly watching. There's even a chance you fall asleep, and they show you like a 3-hour video while you fall asleep, so you get even more hours watching. So there is no optimal length, and you should never worry about the optimal length either. You should just figure out, what do you want to do, and then fully focus on that, optimize for it.
So final question, consistency. What's the right answer? How consistent do we need to be?
Yes.
Is it daily, weekly?
Yeah. Whatever you want, as long as it's consistent. So you want to make sure that the audience can expect a certain thing from you, right? So if you say, I'm going to do daily, then you need to commit to daily. If you say, I'm going to do weekly, then you need to commit to weekly. But if you say, I just make one really good video whenever I feel like it, in all honesty, that's really consistency too, right? So make sure you're consistent in the level of quality, make sure you're consistent in when it's coming out, and then make sure you're consistent in improvements too. So you always want to make sure your new video is better than your previous video.
Okay. Well, listen, Jordi, in the spirit of keeping things short, I'm gonna say goodbye, and I'm gonna get straight on the telephone to my team and say you got to watch this video because we've got some big fucking changes to make. Listen, buddy, it's been great to speak to you. Everything you've said is amazing. I can't wait to get on and implement it, and I know the guys listening need to be taking notes too. So thanks a lot, and I hope we can talk again soon.
Yes, thank you so much, Matt. Talk soon.
Thanks, buddy. See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.